So, you know what? I'm making this video in response to comments like this. It's a DIY solution I really think works for creators and makers in areas where actual good leaves or good fall, the real thing is quite difficult to get. So that being said, let's get right into it. But first, I hereby welcome everyone to my channel. On this channel, I share with you my journey and work processes, making and fabricating unique items I love to create. I love working with different across different media. I do some woodworking, work with acrylic, resin, macrame, etc. I mix them up creatively and learn new techniques on the go, new processes on the go. So here you get to see the techniques and improvisations I use, the fails, the successes, and hopefully you may learn a thing or two for your own DIYs. So if this sounds like something you enjoy watching, please stick with me and subscribe for more. Thank you. So hello everyone. So today I want to show a technique I use to create my own good flakes. It gives me a good enough alternative, not the actual thing, but gives me a good enough alternative to good flakes to use in my resin work. So you know the funny thing is, I discovered this accidentally. I'm using this old gold paint I have. It's quite old, but it gives me this. It shimmers quite well, even though it seems to be water based. But yeah, I like it. So I discovered this accidentally when I had used some plastic wrap to cover my work surface, and upon finishing up and packing up, I noticed the crumbs. As I crumpled up the nylon, I noticed the crumbs were flaking off quite well. I didn't even think to put it into resin right away until I think it mistakenly fell into a resin project I was working on, and I saw how it came out beautifully, almost indistinguishable from the real thing. So I thought, why not store some of this up? And then I continued. I used this in some other projects, and it turned out quite well. The paint has gotten into clumps a little bit, so I'm trying to get that smoothing. So the idea I use is just to liberally pin this on any discarded or any random piece of plastic wrapping that you no longer are using. So when you have an even enough coating, so I think this is well painted now. So the the technique here is quite very straightforward. I just get some plastic wrapping here. You see me applying my gold paint on the acrylic on the plastic wrap. You just spread it evenly. I have a very good gold paint I prefer to use for this. It shimmers quite well. So for this video, I also thought to try out my spray cans. I have one in chrome which gives a silver finish, and then I have another bright gold. It gives like a rose gold color. So I'm getting them on the plastic wrap too once I'm done with the gold paint. So just straightforward technique, apply evenly. Some of the gold had clumped up a little bit, got a little bit dry, so I just smoothed it out with my finger. I'm just applying with my finger. I have the Let me get this. Oh, this is plastic too, so I guess that means I could easily use this too. So I'm going to set this aside. Same. Oh. So I'm going to get that to dry out. So depending on the kind of spray paints you can find over there, 18KT gold, it has a different hue, so it will determine how the flakes will come out. I have this bright gold, and then it occurred to me that chrome, like a silver metallic paint, would probably also give silver fine, like silver flakes. So we're going to try that soon. So I'm going to set this to dry. Okay, so here goes. Um, let's do the first layer first. So you just get some of this layer than I don't think this paint came out well. Let's do it again. So I've only usually used the I've really done this. I usually use the other gold paint I showed them. So it has always given me the best results. So I'm not quite sure how this will come out. And I bet this will come out well. The cream. Some layers on quite well. So I think I'm confident about how this will come out. So now the swatches have all dried. I cut this up. These are the plastic wrap painted that we tried. Like I said, this this gold is one I've mostly used because I've always liked the results, and I started crumpling some already. So the step here is to just crumple this up and break off the paint and the plastic wrap. Can you see that? It flakes out quite nicely actually, if I may say so. And so the more you do that, you can get as much as you can off the nylon. And see that? So I just stirred this up and I'm good to go. So the glimmer of this paint has always been giving me the best results. So and as I spread this out, I'm only just realizing that it would seem the quality of nylon or plastic wrap you use, I think it matters. So these crumplier ones, uh, mostly packaging irons, old packaging irons. I think the one that would crumple the most probably gives the best results. These are my good flakes. To say I stumbled on this surprises me because I had tried using foil at a time. It's only when I saw this fall into resin and then they are light, just as good flakes would be. Very thin layers, very thin films of not as thick as flakes. So the more you stir them to your resin, you can have them remain as large and then they crumble into smaller bits as much as you want. Let's crumble the other pieces and see how that comes out. This was the 18K gold, I believe. Yes. Now for the spray cans, I'm not sure if this. Oh, okay. Oh, the flakes are quite small. Perhaps I would have had to, and it's not as it doesn't shimmer as much as the water soluble paint does. So I think that's it for that. The white gold. Let's come to this and see. I think I've used this before. So I think we are all seeing the behavior of the spray paint. I don't think it's giving me the same results. I never realized that it's much different with the gold paints. I've mostly been using this when I do need to. Or although I later on bought gold films, the actual gold films of paints, and this doesn't come off. So I sprayed it again. I redid this on the crumplier plastic wrap. and got and got some pass. I'm not doing that right. So all in all, I think I can safely say spray paints is not behaving as Jim it would the exact same way as that. Perhaps you would have to layer on a thicker layer of you'd have to spray on a thicker layer of the paints. Maybe if I had sprayed on a thick layer, because I thought I'd used this before and gotten similar results. So perhaps I'm mistaken, or I just didn't spray a thick enough layer. Because you see, I have some flakes coming of some silver, but they're just really small. That's disappointing. I thought it would actually come easier. So there goes the experiments. I, I hadn't tried with this before coming to the video, but yeah, this is what I've always used and the one I discovered and discovered that it works quite well in sinkers and you can stir it up for as long as you want.